Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and good morning.
Good morning, sir.
You know, we've had a discussion now almost probably 3 hours plus on the two-year future, financial future of the state of Connecticut. And we have it down in a document and a piece of paper with numbers and spending and what we're charging taxes and so on and so forth. I think what everybody likes in life is some type of predictability. Whether it's predictability that you have a paycheck coming on Friday, or that you can afford to feed your family, or whether you can afford to put your kids through college, or your retirement fund will keep you for as long as you are on this earth. And I think at times that we come into this building, and it seems since a few years that I've been here, that we mess up that predictability for individuals. We've talked about just recently the corporate businesses coming in and having concerns. We hear about people at Sikorsky that might not have that paycheck on Friday. We wonder if we talked for quite a while about how we help our young people afford college. So on and so forth in terms of predictability. And our businesses struggle with predictability when we talk about retroactive taxes. A lot of those businesses are the ones that are in our hometowns. The small little businesses that have that plumbing company or have the flower shop, maybe the small grocery store. And they wonder what their customer base is going to be like. The storefronts in Connecticut are not being filled. The housing market is still struggling. We hear so often too many things regarding the amount of people that would rather not be here. Nobody in this chamber wants to represent people that want to leave this state. They want to represent more people. They want to see, for as long as we're in this chamber and we serve our communities, that we see them from the littlest infants. We watch them grow up in our communities. We watch them become active civically, raise their family, retire here in this state. Wouldn't that be a noble cause to sit there and watch our people want to stay and live in this state? Very good friend of mine, council chairman, coached his 5 teams, good business in Connecticut, but the business climate changed for that one business, and he now lives in North Carolina. Took up roots and lived in North Carolina, very civically involved. Predictability. We've become too predictable in terms of how we're handling our taxes, how we're spending our money here. People know that this probably isn't the place for them. We need to change that attitude. Those small businesses that I talked about, for years we've been talking about this business entity tax. This little tax that we have to pay before we can make a dime in business in the state of Connecticut. It's called the business entity tax. Matter of fact, this administration said this is the year to get rid of that. This administration said this is the year to end the business entity tax. We've been talking, I think both sides of the aisle have been talking about this business entity tax, and it's time for it to go away. We've had an opportunity to make some changes in this budget. All of us put our fingerprint on it and say, you know what, maybe this we can add this in or make this change and make it a little bit better, a little bit more palatable. On that note, Mr. Speaker, the clerk has amendment LCO 9329, and I ask I be allowed to summarize.
Chamber will stand at ease until the clerk has logged in the amendment and it's been distributed. Chamber will come back to order. Mr. Clerk, would you please call LCO 9329, which will be designated House Amendment G.
LCO number 9329, designated House Amendment Schedule G, and offered by Representatives Claridis, Candelora, Minor, Hoydick, and O'Neill.
Gentleman has sought leave of the chamber to summarize their objection. Seeing none, you may proceed with summarization, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. What this essentially does is reduces the raises in Section 38 of the underlying the bill, the amendment that passed and became legislation, to reduce the expenditure in general fund by 22,000, and this is line 6, 22,910,616 in fiscal year 16, and 38 million plus in fiscal year 17. Essentially, it's just reducing raises, reducing the raises of those non-unionized state workers. To offset that, we eliminate the business entity tax. So reducing raises in the 2 years for non-union members, and eliminate the business entity tax and give a little bit of a breather for there's so many small businesses that have that limited liability company that pays that business entity tax. And I move adoption.